So let me get this straight. So that means somebody has privileges over me because they're white? Really? You really believe that? I don't buy that. That's somebody that messaged me on Facebook a couple of days ago saying, because I posted the fact that I was in the military as somebody being Middle Eastern, and this person said, I really feel bad. I have to really, understand what it must feel like as a Middle Eastern man to be in the army and be judged and discriminated. And yeah, I do know, I understand I have white privileges, but I'm getting a better feeling about it lately that I have some privileges you don't have. Who made you decide that you have privileges that I don't have? Who are you to even say that? Like, seriously, let me get this straight. I came from a broken family. Parents got a divorce. Mom ran out of money, went back to Iran. I joined the army. Okay. Yes, I didn't have the fanciest life. We never lived in a house. I don't know what it is to have money, but I decided to create privileges for myself. I like good food. So I went and worked hard. I created privileges for myself. I got in an industry of financial services day before 9/11 as a Middle Eastern man. And 9/11 was caused, the last time I checked, by folks from the Middle East. And that's when I got into the industry. I didn't say, oh my gosh, let me not go sell stocks and money under management and insurance and annuities because I'm Middle Eastern. No, you don't have privileges over me because you're white. You don't. You don't have privileges over me because you're Middle Eastern. Matter of fact, on the census, it says white, African American, Native American, Pacific Islander, Asian. There is nothing in there that says Middle Eastern. And I still don't think you have privilege over me. I don't want my kids to grow up thinking, oh, they're a Syrian Armenian. They're not privileged because they're a Syrian Armenian. No. They're privileged because they're a Bet David living in America. That's the greatest privilege you have. You're living in America. What other kind of privilege do you want? So look, again, some people are not going to like what I'm saying right now, but I'll give you this other part. If you really believe and allow other people to, make you believe that they have a privilege over you, you're undermining your own talents. And you're undermining, if you believe in a man upstairs, God, you're undermining the man that created you or the parents that raised you. I'm not going to do that. You don't have any privileges over me. If I outwork you, if I read more books than you, if I improve myself, if I get the right strategies, if I'm able to last a long time because I have stamina and I don't fatigue early, I get to win. That is my privilege. Even though this guy looks like this, with a nose that's pointy, how many big noses you see like this, and ears like this, I am privileged. You're not privileged. So no, don't feel bad for this privileged guy. I choose my privileges, not my skin color. My work ethic does, my desire to learn does, my desire to come up with better strategies and constantly last a long time. That's how my privilege came my way, not because of my skin color. So again, no, I don't believe in white privilege.
Who is this person? I'm so tired of people pushing this narrative that pointing out white supremacy and white privilege means you're playing the victim. Let's get serious. This guy posted two different videos on Twitter and basically said the same 5 points over and over and over again. One, he believes that if he works hard, then he'll be better than white people. Two, if he learns enough, if he educates himself enough, he'll be better than white people. 3, if he improves himself, he'll be better than white people. 4, if he gets the right strategy, he'll be better than white people. And 5, if he can no longer, or if he can last longer, then he'll be better than white people. What dude is basically describing is John Henryism. And John Henryism is a term that's used in psychology and sociology to describe a coping mechanism where individuals like him and other minorities who actively and intensively try to overcome significant stressors. And these stressors are more often than not related to what? Social disadvantages. by exerting high levels of effort, potentially at the cost of their physical and mental health. And it's named after a folk hero, John Henry, basically a black railroad worker. Yeah, a black railroad worker who had superhuman powers. This is in the story, of course, where he competed against a steam-powered drill. Guess what happened? John Henry ultimately died. He ultimately died from exhaustion after winning the contest, meaning he beat that drill. He was better than that drill, and it symbolized what? That the struggle against overwhelming odds and the potential for health consequences are real. Whiteness, white privilege, white supremacy in America is that steam-powered drill. So dude feels like he fails to realize that even if he does outwork that drill that's called white supremacy, that drill didn't exert as much energy and is likely not going to die for trying to keep up with itself. And it did the same thing and had the same outcome. And that's because the system was built for that drill, white supremacy. So pointing out white privilege is not about playing the victim. It's about recognizing the advantages that are built into the system that comes with society being white and being built for white people. And that is historically and currently true, and in itself a benefit to white people. It's about understanding that some people may face systemic obstacles and challenges that others do not, simply because of their race. So the idea that you work hard or have to outwork white people to end up at the same place as them is in itself the definition of white privilege. And acknowledging that is a way to understand the power dynamics that exist historically and now. It also talks about historical inequalities and social structures. It's about creating an opportunity for everybody. Speaking on white supremacy creates an opportunity for everybody to engage in this conversation in a way to build equitable practice that benefits everybody and dismantle the systems that perpetuate racial disparities. It doesn't dismiss anyone's individual experiences or hardship. It just highlights how race impacts people's lives in many, many ways. Ways that are being made invisible by these systems. That's all. So when these dynamics are discussed, it's not an accusation or a put down, but it's an invitation to build a better America, a more just America, an equitable America where everyone has a fair shot, regardless of their background, identity. So do me a favor, miss me with this horribly immature argument, and let's get serious. Let's get serious about what's at stake when it comes to talking about white privilege and naming it. Because when black people, brown people, and other marginalized people pretend that the barriers that we face and deal with in a regular life are not there, we just benefit and give white people the pass to continue themselves acting and then not acknowledging the harm of white privilege. I'm Mondale Robinson, black as hell from America, and I definitely know white privilege is real.